guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to paint on a 9x12 stretch canvas by Fredericks. I'm going to paint a little window scene here, like a rainy window scene with maybe a crow sitting on a tree branch. I got this painter's tape that I'm going to be using today on Amazon. I'll link it in the description for you. And it's about the right width that I want for like the things in the window. So I'm going to use this to tape it off. That way I don't have to try super hard to keep my lines straight, because I'm not real good at that. Okay, so after a couple of different, played around with a couple of different designs, this is what I'm going to go with, because I want my tree branch to come up right here. And I want my crow to be pretty much, the center, in the center and the focal point. So I think this is what's going to help me achieve that the most. I'm going to use a 3/4 inch oval mop brush. This is from Hobby Lobby. This will be for my background. So I'm going to just kind of start throwing this on here. It's going to need 2 layers. So I'm not super concerned about how this first layer is going to look. I just want to cover the whole canvas first, dry it, and then go back over it with another layer, because it's really thin. All right, go back in with my blue, black, and some white. I want it to be the lightest around my crow, so I'm gonna do white there. And I don't have enough blue out. Stuff is really thin. If you need more help with acrylic blending, I have lots of tutorials on my channel. I have 1 or 2 dedicated tutorials for just acrylic blending. And I walk you through every single step, from why it's important to use a certain type of canvas if you want to use my blending method, what kind of brushes to use, how quick you go to work, everything. This is a number 16 round mop brush, also from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to swirl with very, very light pressure. I'm barely touching the canvas. I'm just blending these colors together and removing brush strokes. Very light pressure. All right, so I've got my crow sketched on here, and now I'm going to use my liner brush. I'm going to dip it in some water, and then some black paint, and then make sure I got all the big drips off of it. And my crow's feet are going to go right here, so I'm going to put my branch there, and then extend the branch out, starting at his feet and then putting the branch out. That way I don't have to come down here and try to line it up. I got the branch exactly where I want it, and then I can just extend and go from there. More pressure here, less pressure as the branch extends out. Your mixture needs to be pretty watery. Well, let me put my cloth over here so you can see. And I'm going to use this little small angle brush. And I'm not going to worry about details on him right now. I just want to block him in. So just get his shape in here. That is a big beak. Sheesh, I might have made that too big. I'm not very good at drawing. Just using some black acrylic paint to block this dude in. Alright, so with this small makeup brush, I'll link it in the description for you. I'm going to take a little bit of this blue and white, my background color, and some black. And I'm going to do a couple of little highlights on the crow, just so you can just kind of make out, oh, that's way too bright. Make out some features on him a little bit more. Kind of highlight his wing. His chest. His little noggin. Under his tail. His beak. Not much, just a little something to give him some depth. Of course, you could just do a silhouette style. That would be real pretty too. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, so next is the rain. Real easy to do. I'm going to use this round bristle brush. I'm going to dip it in some water. Okay. Not, you know, not a ton, but then dip it in my white paint. Mix it together over here. Wipe off any big blobs of paint or big blobs of water. And I'm just going to flick my brush. And then with a clean and dry mop brush, I'm going to sweep up to create the raindrops. So real quick, splash, sweep up, splash, sweep up. Let's get some more on here. Splash, sweep up. Splash, woo, sweep up. Do as much or as little as you want. That looks amazing. That's probably the best rain I think I've ever done. Let's give his little eye a little white dot so we can see it better. I love it. I think that's absolutely perfect. Now let's take these off of here and finish up the window frame. Okay, so I am going to pause the video. All I'm going to do is come in with a flat black brush and fill in all of the white areas. And this is going to take me a bit because I'm going to have to go extremely slow around the edges. So I'm going to pause and I'll be back when it's done. Now that I've got this black part filled in, you can stop here, or you can add some more details to your window frame, or you can do what I'm going to do, which is add some fog to the corners of the window panes. But I'm going to use oil for that part because it's just a lot easier. So white oil paint. You can also do this part with acrylic. It doesn't have to be oil, it's just a lot easier with oil. So I'm going to use this little round makeup brush and a little bit of white oil, and I'm just going to wipe off most of it on my brush or on my cloth. Then I'm going to come in here maybe a little more than that. We'll come in here and just around this corner, just fog it up. Can't really see it right there that well because that's like a really light area, but you will be able to see it in these darker spots, these darker corners. So wipe off some of that. I'm just swirling. That one might have been too much. I still want to be able to see my guy behind the fog. This is a worn down brush. I'm just gonna like come right over top of it and make it a little more transparent. So put some paint in the corner, wipe it off, spread it out. And I'm using this little brush to spread it a little bit more. Spread it out. The reason I'm using this brush is because it's really hard. It's stiff and it's short and it's springy, and that's what I need because it's removing just enough of that paint to make it like kind of transparent, leaving it kind of transparent, you know. You don't have to do this to every little area, every corner, unless you want to. Maybe not every corner is fogging up. I don't want to lose too much of my crow. I don't want you to not be able to see him anymore. All right, let's take this little tiny liner brush and make it just a little brighter here in the corners. I messed up right there. Maybe it's a cool summer night. The rain has cooled things down a lot. Now everything's getting foggy. All right, I love it. You could definitely do some around here, but I really want to draw the focus right here, so I think I'm going to leave it exactly the way it is. I really enjoyed, oh my God, sorry. Sorry about that. I really enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll see you next time.